लक्ष्मीं नृसिंहं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। गुरुभ्यः तद्गुरुभ्यश्च नमो भगवधीमहि वृणीमहे च तत्राद्यौ दम्पतीं जगतां पतिम्। ॐ अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ परमगुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ अस्मत् सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमते निगमान्तमः देशिकाय नमः। श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। नारायण नारायण नारायण। ओम श्रीरंगनाथ श्रीगोपीन्द्र दष्टुम लक्ष्मी नृसिंहचेत्करुणैकपात्रं श्रीरंगवीर रघुराज शेठ गोपहृज्यं वेदांत देशिकेन्द्रमहं प्रपच्ये। श्रीमते श्रीवंशगोपश्री वेदांत देशिकेन्द्रमः देशिकाय नमः। ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम अस्मत्परमगुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम अस्मत्सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः।
वेदांत दिक्कताब्दभृंगं नारायण कृपाभिषिक्तं श्रीरंगनाथेशेखर
Narayana Narayana ma'am. Today you wanted to have Vairagya Panchakam, right, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji. Narayana Narayana.
So Vairagya Panchakam, okay, Amma. Amma, can you open the script, Amma? First, we will do the chanting and
Vasta ma'am, you go ahead, ma'am. Vasta ma'am. Sriman Narayana, sure. You go ahead.
from the listen only mode. Are you okay to chant, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji. I'm on another phone too.
Sriman Venkatanathārya Kavitāर्किककेसरी
Vedantacharya varyo me sannidhattam sada hridi.
क्षूणीकोनशतं शपालनकला दुर्वारगर्वानलः क्षुद्रनरेन्द्रचाटुरचना धन्यान् न मन्यामहे।
Devam sevitumeva nishchitumahe yosau dayalu pura. Dhana mushti muche kuchela munaye dhatte sma vitteshatam.
Repeat, Amma. क्षूणीकोनशतं शपालनकला दुर्वारगर्वानलः क्षुद्रनरेन्द्रचाटुरचना धन्यान् न मन्यामहे।
Devam sevitumeva nishchinumahe yosau dayalu pura. Dhana mushti muche kuchela munaye dhatte sma vitteshatam.
शिलं किमनलं भवेदनुलमोदरं पयप्रसृतिपूरकं किमुनसधारकं सारसम्
Ayatnamalamallakham patipatacharam kacharam bhajanti vibudha mudha hyahaha kukshitaha.
ज्वलतु जलधिक्रोड क्रीडत्कृपीड भवप्रभा प्रतिभट पटुज्वाला मालाकुलो जठरानलः
Trunamapi vayam sayam sampullammallimatallika parimalamucha vacha yacha mahena mahishwaran.
दुरीश्वरद्वार बहिर्वितर्दिक दुरासिको यैः अजितोऽयमञ्जलिः
Yadanjanabham nirapayamasti me dhananjayasyandanabhushanam dhanam.
धनञ्जयस्यन्दनभूषणं धनं। शरीरपतनावधि प्रभु निषेवणापादनात् अभिन्दन धनञ्जय प्रशमदं धनं दन्धनम्
धनञ्जय विवर्धनं धनमुधूढ गोवर्धनं सुसाधनमभाधनं सुमनसां समाराधनम्.
Repeat this verse, Amma. शरीरपतनावधि प्रभुनिषेवणापादनात् अभिन्दन धनञ्जय प्रशमदं धनं दन्धनम्
धनञ्जय विवर्धनं धनमुधूढ गोवर्धनं सुसाधनमभाधनं सुमनसां समाराधनम्.
नास्ति पित्रार्जितं किञ्चित् न मया किञ्चितार्जितम्
अस्ति मे हस्ति शैलाग्रे वस्तु पैतामहं धनम्.
Repeat them. नास्ति पित्रार्जितं किञ्चित् न मया किञ्चितार्जितम्
अस्ति मे हस्ति शैलाग्रे वस्तु पैतामहं धनम्.
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने
श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्त गुरवे नमः.
श्रीमते निगमान्तमहादेशिकाय नमः. Narayana, I don't know why Revati wanted to have this Vairagya Panchakam today. Okay, ma. Now coming back to this Vairagya Panchakam is a very splendid sotram by none other than Mahatma Vedanta Desika. We all know Mahatma Vedanta Desika lived for 100 years, and during his time he lived by Vinchavrutti only. Vinchavrutti, literally go to the streets, don't stop in front of anybody's house, just keep walking, doing the Harinama Sankirtana or your Japam or your Dhyanam. Don't even worry about who is doing what, where you are, or anything. As you keep walking, you should not stand in front of anybody's house. You should not stop. You should not open your mouth and say, please give me something. And as you are walking, if somebody opens the door or comes out and gives you something, that is the one that you can take. If you don't get anything that day, that means Lord Krishna wanted you to fast that day. So they just fasted. There is nothing for them to eat that day. There is no savings. There is nothing like, they kept something for tomorrow. If they didn't have anything for the day, they didn't have anything for that day. They just fasted. They just went to bed drinking some water. Now this Mahatma Vedanta Desika is such a great scholar. An unimaginably great scholar. And when it comes to pleasing Sri Mahalakshmi, after Adi Shankara, Mahatma Vedanta Desika is the only one who could please Mahalakshmi. Chant Sri Stuti. And Sri Mahalakshmi was so pleased with Mahatma Desika, she literally started raining gold coins all over the place. Everybody who criticized Mahatma Desika came running to collect all the gold coins, but he never accepted anything. Being such a great Mahatma, living such a simple life, literally begging. He had a classmate by name Vidyaranya, Swami Vidyaranya. Swami Vidyaranya belongs to Advaita Sampradaya, but they were classmates. Swami Vidyaranya was the Kula Guru who started the Vijayanagara Empire near Hampi with the Harihara Raya and the Bukka Raya. He is a Kula Guru, Raja Guru. He sent an invitation to Vedanta Desika to come there to Vijayanagara Empire, and he will be made the poet laureate. Those days, poet laureate means Asthana Vidwan, Asthana Kavi. Literally, the king used to come wash the feet of the poet laureate, take a very big, huge gold anklet, and personally adore it on the ankle of the Mahatma poet laureate, and make the poet laureate sit in a pallaki, and along with the servants, even the king used to carry the poet for some time on his shoulders. Such a great honor. Mahatma Desika, living in such absolute poverty, just rejected that offer. With only one thing: I don't want to be a poet laureate and glorify the people and get some money they give and live a comfortable life. That's not my intention. Let me just glorify my Lord. If at all there is real money, my Lord Krishna is my real money. My Lord Vardaraja is my real money. That's all he said. He refused that offer. Very similar to Mahatma Desika refusing the offer. Mahatma Desika didn't accept any money, even though Mahalakshmi rained gold all over the place. Such was the simplicity of Mahatma Vedanta Desika. There is absolutely no comparison. Now let's go to the actual way Mahatma Desika composed this Vairagya Panchakam. Vairagyam literally means this passion, no liking for anything, absolute renunciation. But Mahatma Desika was not a sannyasi. He did not accept sannyasam. He remained a householder throughout his life. But lived like a sannyasi, except that he did not wear the saffron robes. So the initial prayer, Sriman Narayana, Kavitarkita Kesari, Vedantacharya Varyome, Sannidhattam Sadahuri. May we fall at the feet of this Mahatma Vedanta Desika, who is famous all over the world as a Kavi Tarkika Kesari, a lion among all the poets, a lion among all the logicians, and Vedantacharya, a perfect Acharya to preach Vedanta. May we keep him always in our hearts. The number of prayers Mahatma Desika did are just staggering. He had a passion because Hayagriva's Anugraham. Wherever temple he went, He used to glorify that Bhagavan of the temple in such a beautiful way. Be it Lord Rama or be it Lord Krishna or Ranganatha, Mahalakshmi, Varadaraja, wherever he went, and this one is actually a personal one, which he did to indicate his renounced way of living, having absolutely no passion for money. Now he says in the very beginning itself, Kshoni Kona Shatamsha Palana Kala Durvara Garvanala Shubhyat Kshudra Narendra Chatu Rachana Dhanyan Namanyamahe Devam Sevitumeva Nishchidumahe Yosau Dayalu Pura Dhana Mushtimuche Kuchela Munaye Datteshma Vitteshata. Mahatma Desika says, Bhagavan blessed me to live the life of a Parama Aikantika Bhagavata. First of all, Aikantika, totally surrendered to Bhagavan Sriman Narayana, maintaining strict Pativrata Bhakti, absolutely strict Pativrata Bhakti, Aikantikas. But these Aikantikas, they still have some desires. They worship only Sriman Narayana. But they have some desires which are not against the Dharma. Krishna, Krishna, there is absolute poverty, Krishna. Can you give us some food today, Krishna? Krishna, my daughter has to get married, Krishna. Can you help with a proper match and some money to celebrate the marriage, Krishna? Krishna, unexpectedly some guests are coming. Krishna, there is nothing in the house, Krishna. Can you send somebody with something, Krishna? I have to feed the guests. So they still have some desires that are not against the Dharma. They will ask Krishna. But still their worship is only for Narayana, therefore Aikantikas. Then what is Paramaikantikas? They don't even ask Krishna for anything. Look at Gajendra. Gajendra said, Narayana, he didn't say Narayana, he is Supreme Lord, protect me, protect me, protect me. Look at Prahlada. His father is torturing. He only said Narayana. He didn't even say protect me. Because he feels, what is the stupid thing that I am asking Krishna to protect me? As though I had to prompt Krishna. He knows everything. He is Jagat Karana Karana. He is Sarvavyapi. What is the need for me to remind Bhagavan to do what he is supposed to do? How many times he declared Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinashaya Dushkuta? Well, if I am a sadhu, it is his job to protect me. If he is not protecting me, that means I am not sadhu in his opinion. Are you getting it, sir? Bhagavan promised Paritranaya Sadhuna. So he knows who is a sadhu, he knows whom he has to protect. If he is not protecting me, that means he considers I am not a sadhu. Because if he considers me as a sadhu, he should protect. Why should I tell him protect me? Parama Aikantikas. Krishna, my daughter has to get married, help me. Why should I tell Krishna? Doesn't Krishna know that my daughter is there ready to get married and she has to get married? Why should I tell Krishna? Why should I remind Krishna? Krishna, some guests are coming. Can you arrange some groceries, Krishna? We have to feed them. Why should I tell Krishna? Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He knows guests are coming. He knows there is nothing in the house to feed them. Fine, if Krishna wants to give it, let him give. If not, we should not ask. Parama Aikantikas will never ask Krishna for anything. That is his greatness. And that is the greatness of that Parama Aikantikatvam. And that Parama Aikantikatvam, even Bhagavan is surprised. How come these Mahatmas, they don't even ask me for anything? I should do for them, I should do for them, I should do for them. It seems that Bhagavan is there under tension. It is almost like, when your boss is there coming to inspect your facility, how much you are all under tension. So when Paramaikantikas are there, it seems Narayana is under tension. I have to take care of them, I have to take care of them, I have to make all arrangements for them. So Mahatma Desika says, for Paramaikantika Bhagavatas, Bhagavatottamas, it is not proper to ask Bhagavan for anything. And he won't ask Bhagavan for anything. So he says, if I am totally surrendered to Lord Sriman Narayana, I should not ask him for anything. Therefore, how can I accept this offer of my classmate Vidyaranya and glorify some kings? The kings are almost like patrons. You write some poetry, you dedicate it to the king will give you plenty money, and you enjoy your life with that money. That's what these kings are called, rich patrons. But these kings are very arrogant. Why they are arrogant? Because they are ruling over a small province. And what is that small province? Kshori Kona Shatamsha Padanakala. If you look at the whole earth, and if you divide it even to 100 parts or 1,000 parts, each king may be in charge of 100 or 1,000th part of this earth. So just being the ruler of a very small portion, maybe 100 part of this earth, they become so arrogant. And if there are some devotees who have decided to serve the Supreme Lord alone, then who is the Supreme Lord? He is giving a hint. That Supreme Lord is Sriman Narayana, Sri Krishna, same as Sriman Narayana. How do you know? Did he not bless Kuchela with abundance of wealth as much as that of Kubera? Kuchela with the same wealth as Kubera. Even though what all Kuchela, original name Sudama, nicknamed Kuchela, could offer him was only a handful of flattened rice. What all Kuchela offered was a handful of flattened rice. And Bhagavan was so immensely pleased. Did he not bless Kuchela and make him Kubera with unimaginable wealth, having accepted just a handful of flattened rice? When Bhagavan is there so merciful to help us, why should we go and glorify some things who are just in charge of a very small segment of the land? and get into losing our Paramaikantika way of living. Therefore, the totally surrendered devotees would never like to serve another human being. There is the same thing in one of the Annamacharya Kirtanas. He says, Manujudai putti, Manujuni sevinchi, Anavaratanu Kashtapadanera or something. Being born as a human being, why should you have to serve another human being? Dhana mushti muche kuchela munaye, datteshma vitteshatam. When Krishna is there willing to help us, why should you go for another human being? Mahatma Desika sent this reply. After all, Vidyaranya, you are king, maybe for a small province. So you want me, my glory, leaving my glorifying the Lord Sri Ranganatha, and come there and glorify your kings and be happy with the money they are providing? And write only poetry on whatever topic they choose, whatever topic is of their interest? No way I am going to accept this offer. And he did not accept that offer. He flatly rejected that offer. And he flatly said, Shudyat Shudra Narendra Shatu Rachana Dhanyan Namanyamahe Dhanyan. By glorifying them, I feel as though I have achieved my life's ambition. Is that what life's ambition is? Life's ambition should be to attain salvation, but not to glorify these people. So Mahatma Desika's greatness, refusing to sell his academic excellence for money. Mahatma Vidyaranya, when he saw that reply, he smiled and said, I expected this reply because I know this Mahatma, how he will react. One who is never tempted by any offer of money is Mahatma Desika. Second verse, he goes on to say, Stilam kimanalam bhavet analam audaram vaditum payah prasuti purakam kimunadharakam sarasam ayatnamalamallatam padhipatakcharam kacharam bhajanti vibhuda mudha hyaha kukshitaha. He is wondering, Mahatma Vedanta Desika, Krishna, what is this Leela of yours, Krishna? Just a few grains of rice is enough to fill our stomach. Just a few grains of rice. How much can people eat? Why are we eating? To overcome this hunger. And if you are thirsty, you don't need expensive drinks. You can go to any lake, any river, any well and quench your thirst just with some water. And if you want to cover your body, food, clothing is talking. If you want to cover your body, any piece of cloth that people have thrown away is enough to take it to cover your simple body. What a pity. Padipatacharam kacharam. Not even people giving you directly when you beg. They feel it is a useless cloth, not even fit to mop the floor, so they will throw it away on the road. So pick up that kind of a cloth that is thrown away on the roadside. Just cover your body. Isn't it enough? What a pity that even some of the very wise people are just going to the rich just to fill their stomachs and praise the rich people to get some money. That's not the intention. That's not the intention of life. It is a pity. Because some of them are very wise. Why they are going there to glorify these rich people? Because somewhere in some corner of their mind, they feel that they need to have some comfortable life. They feel they deserve a comfortable life. And for that, they are now degrading to the extent of prizing the rich and living a comfortable life. And Mahatma Desika says he will never, never does that kind of a thing. Literally says, for a man, what is needed is just a cowpeenum, just a loin cloth to cover from your navel up to the knee. That's all. From the navel up to the knee, if you can cover, that is enough. That's what he says. You don't need expensive clothes to create a show that we are rich people. Now Mahatma Desika goes to the next verse. ज्वलतु जलधिक्रोड क्रीड कृपीड भवप्रभा प्रतिभटपटुज्ज्वला मालाकुलो जठरानरः तृणमपि वयं सायं सम्फुल्लमल्लिमतल्लिका परिमलमुच वाचा याचामहे न महेश्वरान्. Mahatma Desika is giving his resolution. This Jataragni, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninan Dehamashkitaha Pranapana Samayuktam Pajaminam Chaturvidham. There is some kind of a fire in our stomach that will digest all the food that we eat. It's called Jataragni. Jatara means stomach, Agni means fire. So the abdominal fire that we feel when we are hungry, let this Jatara Agni, let the fire in my stomach burn like the Bhadava Agni. Bhadava Agni. This is Jatara Agni. That is Bhadava Agni. You know what is Bhadava Agni? Look at the rivers. When there is a lot of rain, the rivers are in floods. But so many rivers that are there in floods are just going and pouring down their water into the ocean. Then how come the ocean, which is already having so much water, in spite of so many rivers that are in floods coming and dumping all their water into the ocean, how come the ocean is not on floods? Because in the middle of the ocean, there is different kind of a fire called Bhadava Agni. That Bhadava Agni is the one that is swallowing all that excess water and making sure that the ocean is not getting flooded. So let the small fire in my stomach called Jataragni, let it burn like Badavagni, like the fire in the ocean. But a true Bhagavata, like Swami Vedanta will not ask even for a blade of grass from the rich. He says, I'm not going to go to any rich man and ask for something, not even a blade of grass. Because the very act of asking someone for something is like the jasmine flower that is blooming in the evening. She is robbed of its fragrance. The very fact jasmine flower is famous for is its fragrance. If you rob its fragrance, then what is there in a jasmine flower? Nothing. The fact that you are a Bhagavata is you don't ask anyone for anything. And if you start asking someone for something, then why are you called a Bhagavata? Sampulla Mallima Tallika Parimala Mucha. People like the jasmine flower because of its unimaginable fragrance. But if somebody comes and takes away the fragrance of the jasmine flower, people don't care about that flower at all. The very fact people are there respecting the Bhagavatas is because they don't ask anyone for anything. That is why Vairagyam is very important. Vairagyam is very important. Mahatma Desika says, people respect Bhagavatas because they are not worried about money. They live such a simple life. They don't ask people, give me that, give me that, give me this. They don't even ask for a blade of grass. How can I go and ask somebody for something? If I do that, it is like the jasmine flower is robbed of its fragrance. Means I am pledging my Bhagavata Dharma to get some money to have a comfortable life. What after all are these comforts? Whether you live in a 10-bedroom mansion, sleep on a very soft bed, Hamsatulika Talpam, and eat whatever you think is a very rich food, or a poor man just sleeping under a tree, sleeping on the bare ground with not even a bed, covering his body with some rags. After death, both people end up on the same funeral pyre. Nothing is going to come. But people are there so much into the show business, creating a show. Oh, we are very rich. We have a very big house. You know, we eat this kind of a luxury food. I'm sure you have heard people bragging. Suppose somebody is rich, they want to show off between themselves, they want to show off about their wealth. They come to ordinary folks, simply say, they say, oh, taxes are so much. I pay $50,000 even for my taxes alone. The other person is making $50,000 per year as his salary. And this rich man comes and says, taxes are so much. When I bought the house, it was only $10,000 tax, but now they made it $50,000, indicating, hey, you fellow, your whole yearly salary is not even 50,000. I pay just taxes, house tax alone, $50,000. So don't even think you are anywhere close to me. That is the kind of arrogant attitude. But they put it in a very nice way, just bragging. Of what use is that bragging? Bhagavatas means they will not ask anyone for anything. Give me that, give me this luxury, give me that luxury. And they don't even crave for anything. If Krishna gives it, fine. If Krishna is not giving it, fine. They will not ask anyone for anything. They say, why should I ask? My Lord Krishna knows what is good for me. Let him decide whether he wants to give me something or not. But I by myself will not even ask Krishna for anything. In the next verse, Mahatma Desika says, Durishwaradvara Bhagirvitarjika Gurasikayo Rachito Yamanjali Yadanjanabham Nirapamayamasti me Dhananjaya Syandana Bhushanam Dhanam Dhananjaya Syandana Bhushanam Dhanam. This is another great way of Mahatma Desika saying, what is real wealth? We all know Bhagavan Sri Krishna became the chariot driver for his best friend Arjuna. He says, I will offer my salutations to that cheap act of standing outside the entrance of small time petty kings. Or that means standing in front of the house of a rich man to beg them for some gifts. And Swami Sri Vedanta Desika says, I will never do such a thing. Standing in front of the house of a rich man and begging them for some gifts, money, etc. He says, why should I go there when I have the greatest of the greatest wealth? And what is that great wealth I have? Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself. And that Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who is very dark in color, like the eye text, like the black collyrium you apply on your eyes. That Krishna, who is there so dark in complexion, the wealth which is Lord Krishna, that wealth will never get exhausted. And he is the one who became Arjuna's wealth by accepting to be in the driver's seat of his chariot. And he got that great name Partha Sarathi. When Krishna is there as our wealth, why should I go and beg standing in front of the house of the rich people? your wealth, even if you have $1 million, 100 million, 1,000 million, any number of millions, can be exhausted in no time. You keep spending, you will exhaust, you will lose all your money. But the wealth, Lord Krishna, he will never exhaust. He is there always. And what else you want as greater wealth other than Lord Krishna? When Bhagavan Krishna says, I give myself to my devotees, he literally means he will give himself to the devotees. Did he not give himself to the Gopikas? So Mahatma Desika says, I will not go there and beg anybody for anything. I will not accept the job of the poet laureate. I'm not going to go and glorify the kings. Let me rather remain poor. Dhananjaya Syandanam Dhanam. My real wealth is my Lord Krishna. When you have such a great wealth, you feel that you are there in a position to give everyone that wealth, Lord Krishna. You will not go to others and say, can you give me that, can you give me this? Rich people always give. Poor people always ask for something. When you have Krishna as your great wealth, you are in a position to give. You should not go there and beg someone for something. Compare this kind of vairagyam of Mahatma Desika. That's why Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam. That's why he's called Ramanujadaya Patram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam. Not just knowledge, Vairagyam. Bhushanam, the wealth of Mahatma Desika is his Vairagyam. For the other people, their wealth, they measure in terms of how much money they have, how big a house they have, how many cars they have. Mahatma's wealth, how much renounced they are. That's why the Vedas say, na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amrutashva manasuhu amrutatva manasuhu. If you really want to get eternality, amrutatvam, na karmana na prajaya na dhan, not by doing your actions, not by your wealth, not by the number of children that you have. Tyagena eke amrutatva manasuhu. Only by renunciation you become rich. Now Krishna, Mahatma Desika says in the next verse, Sharira patanavadhi prabhu nishevanapadanat abhindhana dhananjaya pashamadam dhanam dhanam dhananjaya vivardhanam dhanamududa govardhanam susadhanam abhadhanam sumanasam samaradhanam. Just for one dhanam, see how many dhanams he is using. Now in this verse, Mahatma Desika says, the riches that we are going to get by serving the rich people, even if you serve them lifelong, People keep on working. By serving the rich, whatever money you get, it may be enough just to overcome your hunger with some food, with some water. But that kind of wealth that you get by worshipping the rich, by serving the rich, is useless in the long run. At the time of death, that's not going to help you. So the real wealth, namely Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who is that real wealth, who stood by Arjuna. Otherwise, can Arjuna imagine defeating Bhishma, Drona, etc. in the battlefield? It's all because Krishna was there next to him. He stood by Arjuna. That Supreme Lord who lifted that unimaginably heavy Govardhana hill, that wealth can very easily be obtained through Sharanagati. Through Sharanagati at his feet. And he is very easily worshipped by great devotees. You don't have to offer Krishna expensive things to create a show of a puja. You can offer Krishna a tulasi patri. You can simply grow a plant tulasi in your backyard or somewhere. Bring that tulasi and offer it to Krishna. He will be very happy. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhakcha prayachati tadaham bhakcha pratam ashnami prayatmanaha. Did not Rukmani get Krishna by offering just tulasi? What all Gajendra could offer to Lord Sriman Narayana was just a flower. What all Shabari and Vidura could offer to Bhagavan Rama or Krishna is just a fruit. What all King Rantideva could offer to Bhagavan was just some water. And this wealth, real wealth, namely Bhagavan Sri Krishna, is everlasting, imperishable. That's why he is called Achyuta. Not Chuta iti Achyutaha. Achyuta, one who will never be exhausted. One who will never perish. One who will last forever. Krishna. So do not think, unless you spend $1,000 and do a big puja, you are not considered as a devotee. Satyabhama tried to buy back Krishna with tons and tons of gold and she could not. Rukmani could get Krishna just with one tulsi dalam. So who is the real rich person? Is it Satyabhama whose father gave her? Satrajit gave her the Shamantaka money that gives more than 2,000 kilograms of gold every day. Is Satyabhama the rich one or Rukmani, who just offered Tulasi Patri and got Krishna? Gajendra, what all could offer was a flower. Vidura could offer Krishna only some fruits. Shabari could offer to Rama only some fruits. Rantideva, having fasted, was about to break his fast. A poor man came, he gave 50% of his food. He was about to eat. Another poor man came, he gave the remaining food. He was left with only a glass of water, a cup of water. He was about to drink, he fasted Nirjalam. Another poor man came. He gave that cup of water and said, I'm very sorry, I have nothing more to give you. I feel miserable that I could not give you. And when that stranger said, it seems you fasted without even water, and this is the only cup of water you have. How come you are giving it to me? What about you? He said, just don't worry about it. Lord Krishna is there to take care of me. That is called faith in Krishna, sir. What is, after all, our faith? When we think we have faith in Krishna, are we talking that kind of faith? Sanjita, are you there, Sanjita? Ajit? Sanjita, are you there, Amma?
Acharyaji, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
I can hear now.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
remember,
Acharyaji, I'm here.
you remember yesterday you were talking about renunciation, Vrindavan, life in Vrindavan?
Yes.
You understand now, life in Vrindavan means just having a comforter, because Vrindavan sometimes gets very cold in winter.
Right, Acharyaji.
Just having a comforter to cover the body and some food to eat, and the rest of the time, and some clothes to cover the body, and the rest of the time, Krishna, 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 going round Vrindavan, trying to realize, is this the lane Krishna would have walked? Is this the plant Krishna would have come to? Is this the lake where Krishna blessed Kaliya? Is this the area where Krishna blessed gopis by taking away all their clothes? That is life in Vrindavan. Every minute, yes, the body gets tired, so you have to sleep. So you need a place to sleep, a safe place where you will not be robbed even of your comfort. That's all. You need some food because the stomach is there. The big fire is there burning, Jataragni. To protect yourself from the elements, namely excessive heat or too cold, you need some comforter or something to sleep. That's all. If you have these three things, people are very happy in Vrindavan. Mahatma Desika is the one. He loves Krishna. That is why in the entire Gopala Vimshati, he did not talk about Krishna, Bhagavad Gita or anything. Only Vrindavan, Vrindavan, Vrindavan. That's why he starts Vande Vrindavanacharam Vallavi Jana Vallabham. And finally, Mahatma Deshika closes this one. Vairagya Panchakam with Nasti Pitra Arjitam Kinchit Namaya Kinchita Arjitam Asti Me Hasti Shailagre Vastu Paitamaham Dhanam. He says, people inherit wealth from their grandparents, etc. I have not inherited any wealth from my grandparents or from my father. I did not earn any wealth for myself or my family. But we have the greatest wealth, the real treasure, which is called patrimony. You know one thing? If you make a lot of money, if you earned it, your son, your children may not have any stake over that. But if you have grandchildren, surprisingly, patrimony, the grandchildren will have a stake. That's why he says, you know where I inherited my real wealth, my patrimony? Lord Sri Varadaraja of Kanchipuram. That is my real wealth. Who is there sitting on top of the Hastigiri in Kanchipuram? And that is the one earned by the grandfather. Grandfather means Brahma, the four-faced Brahma. He is the creator. four-faced Brahma is called Pitamaha. Because Brahma was doing the yajnam. And when he was doing the yajnam, Lord Vardaraja appeared in the yajna kundam. Now he is putting it together. Brahma, the Pitamaha, he got Lord Vardaraja. And the grandchildren have a stake in the grandfather's property. Since Brahma is our grandfather, and he got the wealth Vardaraja, we being the grandchildren, we have a stake, we have a claim over Vardaraja, and he is my real wealth. Considering Bhagavan as the real wealth that you inherited. Compare this. The other day when I heard people do lecture after lecture on Desika, Desika, Desika. But privately what they were talking, the other fellow who is giving a lecture on Desika could buy a Mercedes car. In India, Mercedes, BMW are very expensive. That's a status symbol in India. That fellow had a Mercedes. So I am also giving lectures on Desika. Don't you think I deserve at least a BMW to compete with that fellow? That's not the intention of Desika. Yes, they talk about Vairagya Panchakam, but not what they really mean. Real Vedanta Desika is developing that Vairagyam. Sincere way that we have surrendered to Narayana is when we develop that Vairagyam. And of course, Krishna also said that. When Arjuna asked, it is very difficult, Krishna, to control the mind. Yes, Arjuna, difficult but not impossible. Abhyasinata kaunteya vairagyena sidruhyate. Arjuna, develop Vairagyam, Arjuna. Keep practicing. And the proof that you are practicing is you develop Vairagyam. You develop Vairagyam. You had everything. May we be fortunate to follow the footsteps of Mahatma Desika and develop Vairagyam, absolute detachment from all worldly comforts. Have the bare minimum to survive. Bare minimum to survive. Leave aside all luxuries and enjoy only one thing. Bhagavat Sakshatkaram. Bhagavat Anubhavam. So for the sake of Bhagavat Anubhavam, one should be prepared to sacrifice anything and everything. That is Vairagya Panchakam. Alright? Unmute your phone, Sama. Ask all your questions, Sama. So, Sangeeta, are you still planning to come and stay in Vrindavan with us?
Yes, Acharyaji.
Very good, Amma. Very good. Go ahead, Amma. What are your questions?
Acharyaji,
Go ahead.
I have a question regarding one discussion that we had yesterday about using the stainless steel. You said that it was impure.
I didn't say impure. That is not permitted for Bhagavat Aradhana.
Okay, so Acharyaji, whenever like during the Diwali function, so we use all those big plates for offering the prasadam. So that's not correct then, right, Prabhu? Right, Acharyaji?
Yeah, offer in a paper plate, offer in a banana leaf if you can.
Okay.
And if you have plenty of money, offer in a silver plate. And if you
Okay,
have more
Acharyaji.
money, offer in a gold plate. In fact, according to scriptures, if you have plenty money, it says, Sauvarnasthali varye maniganakachate gogrutaktan, offer thali, they call it, right? Thali. It's actually Sanskrit word thali, means a plate. Savarne means a gold plate studded with diamonds. You can't afford that? Offer in a
Yes.
banana leaf. You can't afford that? Offer in a simple plate. You can't afford it? Offer in your own hands to Krishna. Generally, steel is not a great material to use for any kind of thing that you use for worship.
Okay, Acharyaji. Yeah. Okay. Just for the like, usually we offer it on a silver plate, but during Diwali function we offer so many prasad that we put the silver big stainless steel plates. So I got it, Pratya. Thank you, Acharyaji.
Sure. It is not that how many items you offer to Krishna, how much love you have to offer Krishna. If you have more items, offer them. You don't have to offer in steel plates. You can offer in paper plates. You can offer in a banana leaf. Or you could not afford paper plates. You could not afford banana leaves. Take it from the vessel. Take it in your hands. Offer to Krishna and put it back. Wash your hands. Go to the next item. Take it in your hands and offer. Each item you can offer in your own hands. In fact, at one point of time, Mahatma in Srimad Bhagavatam says, భుజించుటకు కరాంజలలు లేకున్నవే భోజన భాజన పుంజమేళ. To eat, don't you think God has given two hands? Why do we need gold plates, etc. to eat, he says. Same thing, you can offer to Krishna in your hands. He has given you wonderful hands. You can offer to Krishna with your own hands.
Acharyaji, what's the reason behind it?
What do you mean by reason? Means for what, Amma?
For not using the stainless steel?
Loham is not permitted because that is considered to be the lowest quality among the metals. Iron is called the lowest among the metals. And steel is nothing but iron in a modified way. So the best one to be offered if you are using a metal is gold, if not silver, but not steel.
Okay, Acharyaji. Thank you, Acharyaji. Narayana.
Narayana.
So Acharya, Panchaloha does not have iron, or is it copper?
No way. They will never use iron for the Panchaloha. They use a little bit, maybe if they are making vigrahas, they use just say, come to the temple next time, I'll show you. The Utsav vigrahas are made with Panchalohas. Some vigrahas shine very much like, little bit of a gold because they put, say, when the total vigraham is, say, 50 kilograms, they just put 5 grams of gold. They may use, say, half a kilogram or even 100 grams of silver. Then they use copper, tin, silver, gold, and brass. These are the 5 metals they use. The steel is
Swamiji, is brass or copper okay, Swamiji?
yes, bronze or copper are okay, yes. But ethically, any item with milk or milk preparation should not be offered in copper. Any item with milk should not be put in a copper vessel. That becomes toxic.
Oh, okay, Swamiji. Thank you.
Brass is permitted, yes.
Acharya, how about Varadaraja Swami also? Is this a manifestation or avatar of Narayana?
Manifestation, because he did not come Paritranaya Sadhuna and Vinashaya Krishna. Brahma was doing a yajnam in Kanchipuram. From the fire itself, Varadaraja's Vigraham came, the Utsav Murti. That's why they say the Varadaraja Vigraha face is having all spots of being burnt in fire. He came directly from the fire as Brahma was doing the yajna. Go ahead, ma'am.
Narayana. Someone in the temple told that we should not use paper for when we are doing offering a garland or something like that. Paper should not be used. Is it right?
I don't follow, ma. Who is saying, ma? What is it?
This is Vijaya. And I went to the temple. I was preparing garland with Sri Jayam on paper, right? And I asked them to put it for Hanuman. They said, no, we won't put because paper has gonde in it. So it's not advisable. So they said they won't offer it.
No, one said paper has what, ma?
Some sort of gum. So
Gum.
it's not.
Okay. The question is, there is a little bit of a difference between when you write a Sri Jayam, etc. You know what they do actually with those papers? They don't offer. They will call Rama Stupam. If you want, we can have it at our temple.
Oh, okay.
Rama Stupam means they dig the ground and seal it with a concrete so that water will not seep in. And put all the books that you have written, Sri Jayam, crore. Minimum is 1 crore.
Oh.
And they seal it.
Okay.
And make it look like a small tower. And people go around doing the pradakshanam because the word Sri Rama is there written a crore of times, a crore, 1 crore of times. That's what they do. They don't offer directly at the feet of Hanuman.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, when you write the Sri Rama, you are offering at the feet of Hanuman. That is not also correct.
Oh.
Because what we have written Sri Rama, we should keep it on the head of Hanuman, not at the feet of Hanuman.
Okay, but
is not right material to keep on the head.
Oh.
So there are various things, but here we are using paper plates, etc. for offering. You are not touching the god. You need some kind of a substratum.
Okay.
Something to hold, so you are using it. But ideally speaking, if you want to, if you go to very orthodox temples, you know how they offer? They make baskets in India with bamboo.
Okay.
Same with the same bamboo, they make plates. Bamboo, not small dining plates. They make very big plates, looking like plates with bamboo. Like say 3 feet diameter, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet diameter. They will spread a banana leaf on that bamboo plate and offer to Bhagavan. Go ahead, Amma.
Thank you, Acharyaji.
Acharya,
continuing the same question, Acharyaji, if the earth, the soil, the earthen pots are okay to use, then
exactly. If you can afford, get some clay plates, CLA clay, for the rich god Jagannatha in Orissa. they offer every day only in fresh pots made with clay. Mrunmayam is perfectly valid to offer to Bhagavan. Every day they offer to Jagannatha only in the pots, clay pots made with mud. Yes, you can use. Go ahead, Amma. What else?
Acharya, next time, can we talk about Gopala Vimshati?
What is the question again, sir, about Gopala Vimshati?
Next time, can you have the discourse on Gopala Vimshati?
Okay, sure.
Again, small questions.
Yes, sir.
Actually, the Vairagyam is means if we talk Vairagyam, it is related to our personal things. For example, if it's related to the Perumal, how we can do it?
With regards to Bhagavan, you should do very rich. When it comes to personal only, you should have Vairagya. When even Mahatma Desika, he worshipped Bhagavan with all the richness. But only when it came to personal comforts, he observed all austerities of Vairagya. A simple example, sir. You have money. Making big, thick chain of gold and putting it in your neck is not Vairagya. But making that chain and offering to Krishna in your puja room is Vairagya. Is that clear, sir?
Okay, sir.
You have plenty of money. Making a diamond ring and showing off your diamond rings is luxury. Offering the diamonds for tilakam for Krishna is not luxury. So anything that you have, you can use it for the worship of the Lord, but not for personal comfort or personal luxury. That's the difference. That is why when worshipping, you know what they say? Samasta Rajopachara. As much comfort as you provide for a king, you can provide for Bhagavan. Samasta Rajopachara, Shakchopachara, Deshopachara, Kalopachara, Pujan, Rajopachara. As much comfort you provide for a king, that much you can provide for Krishna. Got it, sir? Narayana. Emma, anything else I can help you, ma?
Swamiji, one more quick question, Swamiji. Swamiji, when we make prasadam, right, how do we make sure that it has the right amount of sweet or jaggery or salt? Because
Your
if we are
heart knows.
offering to
Your heart knows. You should not taste anything before offering to Krishna. If you are so conscious, Krishna will tell you how much to put. By mistake, you put today too much salt. Then you know. Tomorrow while you are cooking, my God, I don't know how Krishna ate with too much salt yesterday. I should reduce. Subconsciously, your mind is there, aware of it. Suppose you did not put salt at all. You will know. I don't know how Krishna ate it. Tomorrow I should use the right amount. Same thing, jaggery. Same thing. Krishna will teach you. That experience that Krishna gives you is unimaginable. But some people unfortunately taste it. That is not right thing. And they use the example of Shabari. For your kind information, Shabari never tasted anything that she offered to Rama. She learned all her philosophical teachings from great Maharshis, Matanga Maharshi's Sishyas. And in fact, she was qualified even to go to Vaikuntham. She did not even ask Rama for moksha. She already got it. She said, I am waiting for you, Rama, to serve you permit me to go to Vaikuntham, and Rama was only a witness for Shabari's leaving the body and ascending to Vaikuntham. It's only the movies people show. Shabari tasted the fruits. Real Orthodox devotees will never taste anything before offering to Krishna. So how do you know right amount of sugar, right amount of salt, right amount of chili powder, right amount of spices are there? Krishna will teach you. If today you make a mistake, correct it tomorrow. And that is there permanently in your mind. You will not make a mistake after that.
Narayana Swamiji. Thank you, Swamiji.
Swamiji, Adi and Malini, one question.
New York time, 5 p.m. Mala?
Yes, Sadiyan Swamiji, today we have the Bhagavad Gita class.
Yeah, Pacific time 2 p.m. But in New York time 5 p.m. we have Bhagavad Gita chapters 5 and 6 today. 5 to 7. Okay.
Narayana Acharyaji.
Go ahead, Ma.
I have one more request. Like after Bhagavad Gita, if it is possible with Maya ji, and with you, if we can also do Valmiki Ramayana.
I didn't get you. What is it, Ma?
Yeah, if after that's okay with you and with Maya ji, if we can also do Valmiki Ramayana.
I don't mind as long as you people are okay to listen. I don't mind. I have nothing better to do. If I have time, either I will be writing the books, or with the kids we are doing the Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday with the kids we had a very interactive session with the kids. If you want 11 o'clock again we have a session with kids Bhagavad Gita. So I'll be more than happy if you can listen anytime. You have all the right. There with families, you have to take care. Nothing to worry about. So anytime you feel like, you just tell me, we'll do it.
Thank you, Acharyaji. Narayana.
Quick question, Acharyaji, about Vairagyam. Now, for in present life, if I, as a common person, if I get things, I'm fine. If I don't get things, then my covered intelligence might say I'm like it is a Vairagyam. How do I practice or understand whether I'm really not liking things? Is it because of the Vairagyam, or I'm having some covert thoughts going on and not getting things, and I'm thinking that I'm practicing Vairagyam?
When you have all the luxuries to enjoy and not enjoying is Vairagyam. Okay. You have a kilogram of gold. Making jewelry with that and putting on your body is not Vairagyam. You have a kilogram of gold, but you are not using anything for yourself is Vairagyam. You have a kilogram of gold and you are not using for yourself. You are making a statue of Krishna with that kilogram of gold and worshipping. That is Vairagyam. So having everything to enjoy and not enjoying is Vairagyam. You have a job that pays $100,000. I don't want the job. I'll simply be a servant in Krishna's temple is Vairagyam. You don't even have a job and you say you accepted to be a servant in the temple. That is not Vairagyam because you didn't even have in the beginning. So having everything and not enjoying is Vairagyam. Having everything and giving it to Krishna is also Vairagyam.
Wonderful.
Is that clear?
Yes,
Tulsi, is that clear, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji, Narayana.
Yeah. You have everything to enjoy, but you're not enjoying, you're giving it to Krishna. So having everything, not enjoying is Vairagyam. Having everything and giving it to Krishna is also Vairagyam. Have everything and you want to use it for yourself is not Vairagyam. You don't have it, you are craving for it, is not vairagyam. Is that clear, Amma?
Yes, Acharyaji.
Narayana. Okay, Ma, we'll see you again, Narayana. We'll see you at 5 p.m. today for Bhagavatam session.
Narayana.